V1, rotate. Oh, beautiful. What is going on, guys? Flyby Simulations here, and welcome back to another full flight episode on this channel. And today, yes, it's been far too long. It's been over 70 days since I uploaded my last video on this channel, and I know it's been quite a long time and I haven't kept my viewership as well as my sort of audience that I had built up on YouTube informed about my presence. Not that it matters really. I mean, I only have around 2.5k subscribers, but still, I mean, I worked really hard to build up that viewership, and I kind of feel like I let you guys down by not uploading for so long. However, I had a lot of personal stuff going on with sort of like, you know, being at home. As you guys probably know, I'm a university student, so I'm gonna have to make plans to go back to my university. Currently, because of the pandemic, I'm out. I'm in my home country at the moment, but I decided that it was time. I had to start getting back into YouTube because it's something that really gave me some happiness, and it was one of my passions, aviation and aerospace, obviously. So here I am. I'm back on YouTube, and I'm super excited to get started. So as part of a sort of a recap, or like sort of a re-entry into YouTube, I decided to take it back to the basics on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Here, as you guys can see, we have the fly-by-wire A32NX mod, and I just decided to do a simple full flight video. Obviously, as you guys probably know from the previous full flight videos on this channel, we normally do it in two parts. One covers the departure out of the departure airport, and then the second episode obviously covers the approach, landing, and arrival into the arrival airport. So today, as you guys can see, we are in the Indigo blue colors, and we are situated currently at Hyderabad International Airport, Victor Oscar Hotel Sierra. And it's a beautiful piece of freeware scenery, as you guys can see. And we're going to be taking this all the way to my home city, where I lived the first 13 years of my life, Mumbai, Victor Alpha Bravo Bravo. And the call sign for today is going to be Indigo, if I'm not mistaken, let me just check that, Indigo 5372. So I have the aircraft semi-powered up. I have the ground power unit connected as well as the batteries turned on. However, nothing else is done. I just had the catering and baggage service there. But yeah, it's been the time that it's taken for me to record a video. I haven't actually flown any aircraft or been part of any simulator so far, so it's been quite a long time. I just booted up Microsoft Flight Simulator, so it's going to be sort of a new experience for me as well. I've been told that there have been quite a few new additions made to the fly-by-wire sort of A320 project, as well as quite a few other additions. So as you guys can see, we have Navigraph charts now natively introduced into the sim, so I can actually show you guys the charts that I'm looking at and actually sort of like, you know, depict that within the actual video, which I wasn't able to do. I had to include screenshots in the past, but now you can live see what I'm looking at, as well as Pushback. So there's this neat little Pushback plugin that's integrated directly into the sim. That's how I was controlling the jetway, the catering, and the baggage, as well as the actual pushback procedure when we eventually get to that. So quite a few changes, quite a few performance updates, quite a few visual updates within the sim made by Asobo themselves. So I'm pretty excited to check that all out. So without further ado, let's get back into YouTube, let's get back into this journey, and let's first of all get into the flight deck and start powering this baby up for departure. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, back in the flight deck. So the first thing I actually noticed when I was powering this aircraft up is that the cockpit textures are completely different. I mean, they're 4K textures, they're much more crisper and sharper. All of these buttons, as well as the sounds, they've been completely revamped. So props to fly-by-wire. I mean, to make a freeware project like this so much well sort of reformed is quite an effort, and it takes quite a bit of time, and for them to do it all for free is an absolute marvel, honestly. All right, so now that we've rambled on about the marvels of the fly-by-wire team, let's actually start doing some stuff. So here, as you guys can see, I've only turned on the external power as well as the battery, so let's go ahead and do some other stuff. Let's go ahead and arm the emergency exit lights. Let's get the no smoking light turned on. The nav and logo light can come on, as well as the crew supply can come on as well. We can go ahead and get the IRS systems turned on here as well, and we can start programming our multi-control display unit, or MCDU. So let's go into the FMGC, let's go into the init page and say where we're going. So we're going all the way from Victor Hotel Oscar Sierra, and we're going to take this baby all the way to Victor Alpha Bravo Bravo. Pretty exciting stuff. All right, we're getting a little bit of a stutter here. Hopefully that resolves itself. There we go. We don't really have a route. And we can go into the IRS initialization page and align the aircraft on the reference, confirm the alignment, and now the IRS alignment would have started. So I think it takes about 7 minutes, maybe, 6 minutes to 5 minutes for the IRS systems to be aligned. So that gives us plenty of time to get through some of the more important stuff on the MCDU. So our alternate route for today, I'm going to be including a little pop-up reference card on the left side of the screen as usual here, so you guys can see what I'm doing. But our alternate airport happens to be Victor Alpha Papa Oscar. There we go. And our flight number, as indicated before, was going to be India Golf Oscar or Indigo 5372. 5372. There we go. Our cost index is what we're going to be entering next. That's going to be 5. So Indigo obviously is a budget airline, so they're going to be trying to save costs at every interval. Our cruising altitude, pretty simple, 32,000 feet or flight level 320, that is entered. All of our fuel status and everything I've already gone ahead and entered. We're going to be carrying about 6.5 tons of fuel and 18.3 tons of payload. So we just have to line select the zero fuel weight and the zero fuel weight center of gravity values. And the block fuel we can actually manually go ahead and enter, which is 6.5 tons. So we're going to go ahead and enter that. Here we go, and that gives us a takeoff weight of 65.6 tons and a landing weight of 63.6 tons. So that's about 2 tons that we're going to be burning on the way over to Mumbai. So it's pretty exciting. We can go ahead and start entering our flight plan now. So we're going to be departing off of Victor Oscar Hotel Sierra from the TAMEV 5 departure and runway 27 left. So let's go ahead and select 27 left, and let's go ahead and select the TAMEV 5 departure, and we're going to be taking the Apusu transition, which has already been entered smartly by the fly-by-wire team. So there we go. And from Apusu, we are going to be taking the Whiskey 18 airway. So let's go into airways and enter that in. Whiskey 18 is entered, and we're going to be taking the Milax waypoint after that. There we go. And from Milax, we're going to be taking the Lima 505 airway, as seen, and then from there we're going to go to Opaka. So Oscar Papa Alpha Kilo Alpha. Here we go. And from there we're going to be taking the MRAC to Alpha arrival into runway 27 at Victor Alpha Bravo Bravo or Mumbai International Airport. So arrival, we're going to be taking preferably the ILS 27 arrival. So yeah, we do have an ILS, so we're going to be taking the ILS 27 Yankee arrival and the MR2 Alpha, which is this one, MRA2, let me just make sure, MRA2 Alpha arrival. And do we have a star? I don't know if we have a star. We can always do a simple star. Oh, Opaka, we have Opaka. There we go, let's select Opaka, and let's insert that information into the MCDU. And that was as simple as that. And all of the information is entered. We still have 3 minutes for the IRS systems to align. The aircraft in real life takes off at around 6 o'clock, so it's currently 5:43. That gives us plenty of time for the IRS systems to get aligned and for us to get pushed back and taxi all the way to the runway and stuff like that. So we have a beautiful morning here in Hyderabad. As you guys can see, a few scattered clouds in the distance. I have enabled traffic as well. So if you guys see over there, we have a little bit of traffic flying around the airport as well. So this is all live traffic, which means it's all real life aircraft routes that are currently flying around in the real world that is being injected into the simulator. So it's pretty exciting stuff, which means there's an actual aircraft flying around Victor Oscar Hotel Sierra currently. It's pretty excited to think that and how that's being reflected within the sim as well. It's been quite a long time since I've actually just talked to a microphone and talked while playing a simulator. So if you guys feel like I'm talking too fast, or if my mic quality is not amazing because I've obviously kind of put together my setup all at once again, then please do let me know in the comment section down below, because I would like to improve it, considering I'm starting to get back into YouTube more and more. I want to start posting more regularly. Summer is happening right now, so I want to make use of this time and actually post as much content as possible before the start of the next academic year. So yeah, do let me know how that's all going to pan out, and I'll be very, very happy to oblige to your needs. We have IRS alignment in 1 more minute, so let's go ahead and get the all-important APU started up here as well. So let's get the APU master switch turned on and wait for the flap to open, which should be reflected down here momentarily. There we go, flap open, and let's go ahead and start the APU. In the meantime, what else can we do? We can actually go ahead and enter some of the stuff here on the MCP. So we can go ahead and switch the QNH to hectopascals, and we can get some weather information. So the current QNH at Hyderabad is 1010 hectopascals, which is set over there on the MCP, as well as let's set that here on the standby altimeter. And the IRS systems have been aligned, and we are completely, we have the primary flight display as well as the navigation display all ready to go. The speed, we can set it, I think we might have to turn on the flight director, and then we can give the speed controls to autopilot. We can give the heading controls to autopilot as well, to nav, and our transition altitude, which I can now show you guys instead of just asking you to reprimand me in the comment section and checking it yourselves. The transition altitude, as you guys can see over here, is 7,000 feet. Now, I don't know if this is being reflected in the video. I currently have a Navigraph charts in front of me within the sim. I hope it shows in the video, but if it doesn't, I'll again leave a little screenshot for you guys to see. So transition altitude is 7,000 feet, and for this particular departure, there isn't really an initial climb that's given. So the standard rule when no initial climb is given is that you just enter the transition altitude as your initial climb. So I'm just going to enter 7,000 feet there. We're going to put constraint on the pilot side and airport on the co-pilot side. We're going to leave the flight director on their side off, considering we don't really need it. But actually, you know what? Let's just turn it on. Might as well, just for safety. All right, I think the APU might be available. There we go. And we can get the APU bleed. And we can turn off the external power now that we're self-sustainable within the aircraft. We can turn on the seatbelt signs as well. So the imaginary passengers back there know that it's time to sit their buttocks down. And we can program the performance data within the aircraft as well. So transition altitude, as we just saw, was 7,000 feet, so let's enter that in. Flex temperature, let's go for an arbitrary flex temperature of maybe 46 degrees. And flaps, let's go for flap 1, and trim obviously is going to be 0.0. There's still no performance calculator for this aircraft. That reminds me, actually, I should show you guys the EFB as well. Let's just enter the V speeds real quick. So we have V1 of 132, VR of 133, and V2 of 137. And there is an operational electronic flight bag here as well. So if you tap this little fly pad, it powers it up, and you have quite a few things here. So you have a performance tab, but I don't think it's completely developed yet. And you have full SimBrief integration, so you can actually pull your entire flight plan from SimBrief and get weather information here. You have a little map that you can see. I think this is the Project Fly overlay, if I'm not mistaken. And you can actually see where we are. So we're currently at Hyderabad here, and we're going to be going all the way to Mumbai, which is on the west coast of India. So pretty exciting stuff. And currently for the performance, they only have the ground speed as well as the top of descent calculator. So I hope they include a calculator for takeoff calculations with different flap settings and different runway conditions and stuff. That would be pretty exciting. But yeah, so yeah, not a lot of stuff you can do currently. You have a lot of ground services that you could manage, but I've currently found that I'm just going to turn this off. Actually, how do I turn the fly pad off? Is there a way I can do that? Is there an easy and quick way I can turn the fly pad just off? I don't know. Okay, let's just leave it on. Who cares? But yeah, this amazing app called Pushback, I think it's called, Helper Pushback or something like that. That has amazing controls for different ground services as well as doors and stuff, and you don't have to access it painstakingly through the default ATC within the aircraft. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, okay, so I think we're pretty much good to go in terms of the departure. We have entered our performance data, and we have entered all of the stuff here on the MCP as well. We can do a quick route plan check, so we can go into plan mode and check our route. So, oh, sorry about that. Let's go into flight plan and let's see what our departure looks like. So we depart off of 27, and we go straight and travel north, and then we start going westward, and then we have this weird sort of turn thing, Opaka, MRAC, and then come back to Opaka. I don't know what's going on there. Romeo 72, and then we do this little pattern again, and then we, yeah, it's a very weird route that we're taking into the runway, which I might have to clean up in the cruise, but that's something for me to look at. So it's fine. Currently the flight plan looks good. There's no brakes or anything, so I think we should be good for the takeoff. I'll clean up the route during the cruise when you guys are enjoying the cinematics, so don't worry about it. I got you. Let's set the range to 20 nautical miles, and let's go ahead and get the fuel pumps up and running. And let's get the beacon light on as well, considering we're going to be pushing back and starting the engines momentarily. So Let's go into this amazing tool and let's get rid of the jetway. That should automatically close up the door as well. There we go. Door is closed and slides are armed, and the jetway has been disconnected. And now we can actually start the pushback as well. So if we say start pushback, it's going to get the tug to start driving up to us, which is there. Here we go. And the best part about this is that you can actually use your rudder pedals to control the direction, or the direction of the tug. So you can also do it manually using your mouse, but I can also use my rudder pedals. As you guys can see, I'm currently using my rudder and it works perfectly fine. So I can basically pinpoint my pushback procedure as in how I like. So looking at the Navigraph charts for the airport, we're currently taking off of 27 left, so we're going to have to do a tail left, nose right pushback, which I'm going to keep in mind. So we're going to get rid of that. And we can go ahead and also get rid of the parking brake. We can arm the lock, and we can we can start the engine ignition sequence as well. That's going to turn off the bleeds. And I'm also going to start up flight recorder here. Because I want to show you guys some cool takeoff clips as well as some cool landing clips from different directions for this aircraft. So I'm going to start recording that, and we're going to put the clock to run since we're going to start taxiing or taking off. And we have that connected, the tug, so we can go ahead and say tug speed. There we go. And we can start engine number 2 on the push there. Perfect. Here we go. We go. We can hear the faint rumble of the right engine firing up. That's CFM 56 LEAP. And we can start turning the aircraft as we see fit momentarily. Actually, we can increase the speed of the tug here as well. That guy is dangerously close to the engines. He shouldn't just be walking around like that. That's kind of dangerous, but oh well. It's a simulator. We'll forget it. Here we go. Let's see what we can do here. Look at that. I'm able to completely turn the aircraft using my rudder, which is fantastic. Oh wait, no, we're doing a tail left. My apologies. So we're going to be going off of that runway over there. So it's a pretty long taxi, actually. Should be exciting nevertheless. Here we go. Look at the ground markings and everything. This freeware piece of scenery is truly, truly worth it. So if you guys are planning to fly it around India, I'm going to leave a little link down in the description section of the video for both the Hyderabad scenery as well as Mumbai scenery, which are both available for free from the FlightSim.2 website. So go check it out. Fly around my home country. It's truly beautiful. You're going to see some great sights, especially if you're flying around the coasts or the mountains or the water bodies and banks and stuff. It's really, really beautiful. India truly is a beautiful place. And we also have a Frontier there, which is trying to park, which is very weird, considering Frontier is a U.S. budget carrier. That's alright. There we go. Look at how precise I can make the pushback now. Super excited about this. I'm happy that such plugins now exist for the simulator, making things like pushing back and stuff like that even more accessible. Here we go. Alright, I think that's good enough. We can hold that. We can get back into the flight deck, and we can say end pushback, and we can set the parking brake and start engine number 1 as well there. You can also turn on the predicted wind shear, and what else can we do here? We can hear the engine number 1 firing up there as well. The N2% is rising, and everything looks good and stable. Exactly what you want to see as a pilot. What time is it currently? The aircraft, I think, the aircraft takes off at 6:10 p.m., so we're going to be a little early. I don't think the taxi is going to take us 15 minutes to get to 27 left there. But that is perfectly all right. We're just waiting for the engine to start up, and once it does, we can go ahead and disconnect the APU as well. There we go. N1% is rising slowly yet steadily. And our engine pressure, indicated using that PSI over there, is also rising, which is also good. And everything looks a-okay. There we go. We heard the engine buses kicking in, so we can go ahead and put the engine ignition back to normal. And we can turn the APU bleed off, as well as the APU master switch off as well. We can turn the strobe to auto, and we can turn the taxi light to taxi. And what else is there to do? We can get rid of the dome light here. We no longer need it. The sun is beginning to creep out of the horizon over there, and we have more than enough visibility here. So let's get rid of that. And we are pretty much ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go ahead and get rid of the parking brake, and let's get cracking. So a little bit on the throttle here. Maybe give it around 21 to 22% to get it to start rolling. It's acting like a bit of a fat slob today as well. Maybe a little bit more thrust. That's what it needs. There we go. We can now see that we're starting to move. Beautiful. I still haven't figured out a way to turn this off. If you guys know how to turn this off, please let me know. Wow, okay, I think we're traveling kind of fast here. There we go. Let's slow this puppy down. And I'm so happy that I don't have to keep switching between screens to be able to see my charts. This is a super convenient feature where I can just, pull that up, and now there we go. We have moving maps capabilities as well, so it's not a dumbed down version of Navigraph charts. It's the complete version. So we're going to be taking this Echo taxiway all the way down, and we'll probably brake at Bravo, and then take Bravo all the way down, and then probably taxi onto 27 right, onto Alpha 1, and then off to 27 left is where we'll be going. And on the way, we're going to be trampling a few fellow oil tankers, as well as as well as a few civilians, which we just ingested into our left engine there. Just casually ingesting engines and fuel tankers on the way. That is all right. All right, so we're going to be taking that right turn here onto Bravo. So we're going to be slowing ourselves down. We're tanking it down, Michael Schumacher style over here. So let's slow ourselves down. That was a little bit too much, actually. And we have quite a few things on the upper ECAM here that we need to take a look at. So auto brake can be set to max. Cabin check we can do in a second. Spoilers we need to arm. Oh, completely forgot about the flaps. Let's put the flaps down to 1. And we didn't do a flight control check, but I'm assuming everything works fine. In fact, today would have been the best time ever to do a flight control check, considering I haven't checked my actual peripheral controls in over 2 months. So for all I know, my rudder's not working, or it's twitchy, or my roll control is completely messed up, or my pitch control is completely messed up, in which case I will upload a video onto YouTube highlighting a big crash, which I'm sure you guys will all enjoy nevertheless. So as long as there's content, right? Yeah, we're not entering a runway, are we? I think we are, yeah. I think we're entering a runway. We're just going to taxi onto 27 right here. Wow, look at that view in the distance. It looks absolutely spectacular. Alright, since we're on a runway, we should also get the strobe lights on, as well as the landing lights on. Now we have an actual responsibility to the AI traffic that is also flying around. So we're not just alone in this Microsoft Flight Simulator world. We have actual people. We can actually do a quick flight control check while we're taxiing. So let's do flight control full up. Elevators are working fine. That's good. And full left. And full right. That also works absolutely fine. I can't do a rudder test, obviously, considering we're actually taxiing. So I'm just going to assume the rudder works fine. It doesn't appear to be twitchy. And the taxi performance looks good thus far. So I think that's a good way to tell. We're tanking it down this runway on the opposite end at around 29 knots. That's what people see from the window. What a beautiful view. Amazing India in the morning. I want to visit India again after the pandemic. Kind of missing my home country. Alright, we can do a quick takeoff config test here as well. Takeoff is normal, and we can do a quick cabin check, telling flight attendants to sit down. Cabin crew seats for takeoff. And we can get the taxi light to taxi, wing light. We can actually get all the lights up and running here as well. And let's slow ourselves down. And wow, I didn't know we were going to come to a complete stop. I think my brakes here might be broken a little. I'm not going to lie. Speaking of things that are broken, I might fix that for the next video here. Alright, so we're going to do a short field takeoff, but I think it's going to be fine. Here we go. as we enter the runway. A couple housekeeping items. We can get the TCAS to TARA. And what else can we do? We can get the chronometer running, and we can get the weather radar running here as well. There we go. And I think we're pretty much ready for takeoff, so we're not even going to do a standing takeoff. I feel ballsy today, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do a rolling takeoff. I hope the auto throttle is armed. I'm pretty sure it is. And let's tank it. 50% thrust. Symmetric thrust is established, and man flex. 46 degrees SRS. Oh, I think I might have turned off the auto throttle. No, it's on. Here we go. V1, rotate. Oh, beautiful. There we go. Positive rate of climb. Gear up. We have an immediate right turn here. Let's take that very gently. Gently does it. And then probably an immediate left turn right after that as well. There we go. There's that left turn. As usual, we're going to wait to engage autopilot until we get the flaps in as well. So, go. Left turn now. Here we go. And coming straight back. I love hand flying this Airbus, baby. It's fantastic. Alright, lever climb. And we're going to take the flaps in as well. Throttle climb is engaged. And our speed is now beginning to creep back up as well. Oh, I think our flap setting kind of... We should have waited to disengage the flaps there. But that's alright. I think we're doing fine. Here we go. 4,400 feet in climbing. And we can go ahead and engage the autopilot here as well. There we go. That's the extent of the hand flying for departure. And we can also see some traffic there. Look at that. 7,900 feet below us. Above us, and it's descending. And we also have some traffic in front of us. Pretty exciting. 5,000 feet, let's see what we see out the window. Some beautiful clouds. We have the city of Hyderabad over there in the distance. Oh, this looks absolutely wonderful. Look at that right turn we're going to be taking. Fly-by-wire team has actually improved the system depth as well, so you can see the spoilers here acting up as well. That's so realistic. The wing flex is much more realistic. Before it used to be a little bit too over-dramatized, but now it's just the right amount. And I've also been like keeping up to date with the forums and like the tweets made by FS Elite and some of these other websites that have talked about how fly-by-wire has completely revamped. Let me just put a higher altitude here real quick. So 32,000 feet is set, and we can give the managed descent over there. But yeah, the hydraulic system within the aircraft, as well as the electrical systems within the aircraft, have all been completely revamped. So it's pretty exciting to see all this done for a freeware airliner. And we can set 1013 over there. And I think I saw some traffic. Yeah, look at that. We have some traffic right in front of us, flying away from us. Beautiful. All right, I hope we don't go crashing into them. We don't have ATC. But yeah, this is a view and a half, ladies and gentlemen. This is a view and a half. Sunrise departures for days. I think the performance also has improved quite significantly since the last time I played, or since the last time I simmed, I should say, because a lot of people are just gonna jump on the bandwagon and start pelting rocks at me for saying I played this game. Alright, 10,000 feet, we're going to go ahead and take the landing lights off. We're going to take all the lights off, in fact, that we don't need, including the wing light. We can go ahead and disarm the spoilers here as well. And since we have a long route in front of us without any major turns, we can also go ahead and disable the seatbelt signs. There we go. And ladies and gentlemen, as you guys know, we always do these full flight videos in two parts. One covers the departure out of this airport, and the arrival into Mumbai, including the arrival, approach, and landing into Mumbai International Airport, will be covered in the next episode. So now I'm going to go. The second episode will be uploaded very, very shortly. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you guys want more such flight sim content, as well as more such content in general. And if you guys want to support a small channel like mine, I would really truly appreciate it. So yeah, thanks for flying by.